Hello, everybody. Welcome to this webinar brought to you by Kenanga Investment Bank that is titled Live Chat with Revenue Group Bhd, Weather Through the Pandemic. So hope you all have a great evening. So my name is Shen Chu. I'm the moderator for this session. Now the e-payment industry has been growing by leaps and bounds since 2007. And with the greater adoption of electronic payment, the e-payment solution provider, such as Revenue Group Bhd, will stand to benefit from this rising trend. So this is a trend that we cannot ignore. So with greater transaction value seen from the e-payment, so Revenue Group Bhd will be able to benefit from this rising trend. So today we are very honored to have invited the Group Chief Executive Officer of Revenue Group Bhd, Datuk Eddie Ng, to come to this webinar with Kentrade to talk about the company prospect going forward and the key financial highlights. All right. So as usual, disclaimer, whatever we share on this webinar is only for educational purpose. So in no way that I give any recommendation for you to buy or sell any listed companies that we mentioned here. So if you decide to make any investment decisions, you're 100% responsible for all your investment risks. So are you guys ready? If you're ready for Datuk Eddie Ng, please type ready in the chat group and let me know. If you're ready, please type ready. All right, fantastic. Okay, so without further ado, let me introduce the Group Chief Executive Officer of Revenue Group Bhd, Datuk Eddie Ng, to our webinar. Datuk, how are you?
Hi, Sean. Yeah, good evening to you. I'm good.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, all the audience, investors. Good evening. My name is Eddie, co-founder of Revenue Group Bhd. Nice to meet you here.
All right, cool. So without further ado, so let me share my screen and then I'll hand over the control to you. Datuk, are you going to share your screen?
Yeah. Sorry, give me a minute.
Yeah, I also want to congratulate Datuk from successfully transferring Revenue Group Bhd from ACE market to main market since February this year.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Okay. Yeah. Good evening. Now probably we can start it. Yeah. Okay. I think this is the first time I'm in the Kenanga webinar, and probably I will start from the basic of the company. What is Revenue Group Bhd? What we're doing? The group Revenue House, actually we started this company since start from 2003. We have indeed industry for the past 20 years. So our core business basically got three segments. The first segment actually is the EDC credit card machine, whereby we supply, maintain, and rent the credit card machine to the bank. The second income from the company or the group basically is based on the transaction business. We do transaction business. We earn every single transaction in terms of percentage. We name it as a MDR. Okay. Come to next actually is our solution and services, where we cover majority of system integration, like let's say example, Shop My Airport, where we do it for this airport, this Malaysia airport as a duty-free product, e-commerce. Of course, we also cover other products like system security system, XLES, as well as bill payment also. Yeah. Now, let me just briefly brief you guys as what Revenue has doing for the past 20 years and currently what we're doing. Okay.
Would you want to speak a bit louder?
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, or maybe
Okay.
speak nearer to the microphone.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Okay, can you hear me? Good. Okay. In the revenue harvest, the system side, we have acquiring system. We name it as a RedPay. Basically, RedPay is cover majority of all the acquiring system where we link to the uptrend to the Visa, Mastercard, UnionPay, and as well as the downstream, we link it to all the merchant, or we call it the link it to the all those merchant e-commerce site. Okay. Of course, we also have this wanna talk. This as a consumer product. The consumer product, meaning this one is the basically is the what I call that, the e-wallet, and this is our new venture business during pandemic times. And of course, we also have this financial service, micro renting, all the solution, and we link all the services into one platform called DSX. Basically, DSX is the system that we built in-house, and we run this system developed by our internal team. Okay, before I proceed to this slide, I would like to share what is the next target, the credit card machine that we're going to introduce a market to target the micro SME merchant. Yap Singh, may you share the slide, the video?
Yeah, okay. No
Thank you
problem.
very much. Let me bring down my slide. Later on, I will bring it back again.
Okay. Okay, please give me a minute. I share the screen.
Yeah, Yap Singh is the IR consultant of Revenue Group Bhd.
Okay, Sean, are you ready?
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you, Yap Singh.
Yeah, Datuk, your voice is still a bit soft, yeah?
Is
We
that
need you
better?
to speak louder a bit.
Okay. Maybe because I'm sorry about that. Let me share my screen. Give me a minute. Okay, hi. Just come back to the what we have presented to you just on the PAX A50. Basically, aside of a traditional terminal where you see in the market the white color with a printer, that is target the we call it SME or corporate or big merchant. Well, we believe that there is a big volume or transactions still happen in the micro SME. This is where we start to do the development and understand the market needs. This will be the next hardware they're going to roll out to target micro SME. Why we do this? It's very important. Okay, let me go to. Okay, now where you can see that according to PayNet, Bank Negara subsidiary, they do announce that the cashless right now is still quite high, and out of 78%, right now we are still using the cash, even though our transaction was growing year by year. But being said that, the EDC transaction business is still have a huge room for us to grow. Right now in Malaysian market, still about 78% still using cash. Okay, now that is a happen in terms of where I'm sharing to you the opportunity. But of course here, I would like to share about reason the acquisition regards to the Revenue Secure, our subsidiary, the 49%. We got the project through the Revenue Secure by PayNet to do the tokenization on 2020 November. This acquisition mainly is to bring the debit card online to opt in into Malaysia My Debit network or My Debit infrastructure, rather than when you pay by your debit card through the Visa MasterCard network. As long as through Visa MasterCard network, the country still have to pay a fees to Visa or MasterCard network as a one part of the fees. Now, how it works like that? This is a traditional link between your My Debit card with your bank, issuing bank, and acquiring bank. So this is a link. It's a traditional transaction that happened in previously. Now, we implement this solution through PayNet. We call it TSP. With this routing, basically, we are not only routing the physical transaction back to My Debit network, we also can route the online transaction. Instead of giving the Visa MasterCard to route it, technically, we can do it in My Debit network. So in 2023, all the 30 banks in Malaysia who issue a debit card, whether you are a commercial bank or other banking bank, all the local issue debit card have to route it through this domestic switch. And where is our opportunity is, because in this PayNet TSP, we already implement the project already complete. So where is our next opportunity? Basically is we can put our repay acquiring system into the bank environment. We have this opportunity because the system in PayNet is built by us, and we have a better opportunity when we propose to the bank to use our repay acquiring system to link to current this mandate project by PayNet. Okay, for your information, Malaysia got 40 million My Debit cards circulate in the whole entire Malaysia. And this potential 40 million debit card online transaction, we're able to bring it in. Now, what is repay? Of course, I need to share with all the investor, the audience. Basically, repay is a system built by our internal staff, of course, with my IT director. The downstream, we are linked to all the merchant online, offline, or QR. The upstream, we link to all the Visa, MasterCard network or wallet. So what does it mean? When transaction happen, let me go back to when transaction happen in repay. So this is a debit card. We can route back to My Debit. If let's say it is a credit card, we're able to route it through the respective bank host. And if it is a wallet, we can route back to our own acquiring system. Basically, this tokenization project brings us a very great opportunity to penetrate and to handle transaction with the recurring income. Okay. If you guys don't understand, later on we still can go back through this slide again. Revenue Secure have a 3 shareholder, 51% owned by Revenue Group Bhd and 49% owned by 2 shareholders. Chang Chiu Sun is one of the shareholders. He owned about 20%. Who is this Chang Chiu Sun? Basically, he is the co-founder of SoftSpace, and he in SoftSpace he managed to raise $5 million to SoftSpace, and technically he is my competitor in the last time, but doesn't matter. Now he also a fintech advisory committee by Central Bank Malaysia as today. Now, of course, before that he been Khazanah and Pasana as an IT advisor. Chan Chiu Sun, he's very experienced in IT, and he's an expert in terms of looking at the new technology and implementation, execution, design system, and handle the whole entire development. This is Chan Chiu Sun, 20% of our Revenue Secure. Let me share with you. This is all the historical. He's been giving speech to multiple big corporations as well as Bank Negara Malaysia. He's well experienced. He in payment industry probably close to about 16 years. About 20 years here, about 16 years. Yeah. Another shareholder, Dr. Hon Elok. He also been a very experienced payment system by implement the card business and as well as core banking system, or we call it card management system, for the past 10 years. He been what we call it, suddenly I forgot his name, is GNC. It's a multinational company, handle the Asia sales direct, as an Asia sales director to handle all the card system implementation. He also very well experienced in the payment, and he been invited by Visa to share how to handle e-commerce and as well as security, including 3D secure version 2, alternate scoring, and also the risk-based assessment. Risk-based assessment is the very special system. Before you top up in any wallet, they're able to prevent a fraud and to whether you are right handphone owner or not. The system also used by today, the Boost is using our RBA. It's very well experienced. Most of the time, that is end about my, this is so-called this B2B business. Of course, as you guys know that during the pandemic, Revenue have a select e-wallet company, and we acquired a wallet company with a 1 million ringgit Malaysia and hold 90% of this company. Why we do that? At the time pandemic happened, all the shop lot, MCO at the time, all the physical shop was closed, and we need to maintain the electronic transaction business. Hence, we at the time in 2020, we decided to acquire a wallet company. The idea was bring our physical merchant online into our wallet. Now, let me share with you what is the e-wallet that we're doing. WannaPay is a system that like a usual wallet that you can top up and you can transact. We going to open this wallet WannaPay in our 90,000 touchpoint credit card machine so that the user can top up and you can transact. One few of the merchant you may look at here, we have Kotak, The Bun, DHL, King Shop, and other more is on the way to be on board. And we believe we can onboard the 90,000 merchant in the short period, 3 months to 6 months time. Okay, of course, WannaPay is one of the function in our Wanna app. We have a chatting Wanna Talk social messaging where you can chatting with your friend just like WhatsApp. Of course, with this chatting, in future, we're going to enhance it become a chatting commerce, but this is in the pipeline. We will not be rolled out so soon. In Wanna, we have another function, we call it Wanna Food, or you Wanna to pay your bill. So over here, you can see that we start to onboard our F&B merchant into this platform. But of course, Wanna is a new baby. We start it with one location first, and slowly we can move to the visual, our digital insurance, together with our Shop My Airport, the duty-free website. Of course, in Wanna, you can see Wanna chatbot Tao. Tao is our robot, whereby it's just like you can ask him to search whatever information you need. Tao is inside our Wanna chat. Of course, recently we just announced that we have secured the HTC health code from China. When you got a visa, travel to China, before you clear the immigration, you have to download our UnionPay health code, and you need to declare your health information into this site. And before you clear the immigration, you got to show your code. And our Wanna UnionPay health code will show your code to the immigration. and immigration will scan your health code. Once you pass the authentication, then you can enter into China. Of course, when you go into China, you can visit all the merchant, and the merchant was similar. They ask you show your health code, just like our Malaysia MICE, etc. Okay, so here is one activity progress that I will show you, which you can find in our Facebook. Okay, now I think at this point I end my presentation about the product range. We may go into over to you, Sean, so that we can move to the next slide.
Okay, sure. Yeah, Yap Sing, you have slides to present, right?
Yes.
Talk about the financials.
I need Datuk Eddie to off the share screen first.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, everyone. My name is Tan Yap Sing. I'm the investor relation consultant appointed by the company. Please allow me a couple of another 10 to 20 minutes to bring you through some of the important things about this company. Okay, let me start. Okay. What we need to do, those business model already explained by Datuk Eddie Ng, I will skip. I'll go to the important part of the story. The business of the company is in this way. As far as consumer is concerned, whether you are using the debit card, credit card, e-wallet, or all kind of different charge card, whatever transaction behind the scene, you need somebody to handle it. The name is called RevPay, Revenue Group, and the company is a technology partner for a wide range of the e-payment solution provided in the town. At the same time, whenever you want to draw the money from the saving account, or you want to get the credit in order to purchase something from Harvey Norman, fridge, furniture, somebody need to give you credit. M-Bank, OCBC Bank, or UOB Bank, Public Bank, Hong Kong Bank. So the companies provide service to the bank as a core customer. Ever since the company listed, beside the three core business, the company also acquired BuyMore, AnyPay, That Venture, MyScanPay, now called WannaPay, WannaTalk. The whole idea is to bring out and to build a B2B to C. It means that beside the company service the bank as a major customer, the company also trying to provide the service to the retailer, like shown by the Datuk Eddie just now, variety of the services. Probably later you want to raise a question, is there a company going to build out something like Shopee, Lazada, or another Tmall or Taobao? Okay, so this is a group structure of the company. Okay, let me update everyone what has changed. I think in the past, the company suffered quite a number of rumors to say that the application to the main market was failed, not able to secure. But we like to clear all the rumors, it's always unfounded rumor. Eventually, the company able to transfer from East market to main market on the 14th February 2022. This is a Valentine's Day. Every year Valentine's Day is the same, but this year Valentine's Day is totally different. It's a good memory for all the shareholders, all the investors. On the day of transfer, the number of shares is about 466 million, and the number of outstanding warrant is about 156 million of outstanding warrant. So that is the position of the company. Subsequently, in terms of the Union Pay already explained, so I will not go through again. Now we talk about just how, just very lately, the company announced that going to acquire Revenue Secure. This company, seen many years ago, 2019, is 51% owned by the listed company, is a subsidiary. The other 49% owned by two gentlemen have been shown by Datuk Eddie just now. In order to carry out this decision, I try to explain the mechanism behind the scene. For the 49%, value as 31.85 million, number one. And there's no cash payment, upfront payout from the company, 31 million to them, no, but issue them a new share. Back to the market, the price of 1.5, but now the price slightly lower, but doesn't matter. What we are trying to say that when a listed company acquires a company by paying share in meanwhile, it means that we can align the interest for all these 49% shareholders with the listed company together. We win together, we lose together. That is very important message and strategy behind the corporate finance deal. Okay. The second thing, This company is incorporated in 2019, and the CV of the exercise, all these software businesses already explained, but I'll try to skip. For investor, you just want to know that, okay, look, now revenue own 51, you acquired the 49%. With this, what will be the benefit to the company? Upon the acquisition, normally we need to go for the valuation. The first part of valuation will be this. For the financial year end of the company is June, 30th June 2021, about 700,000 profit. For the 6 months, it means by 1st July 2021 until 31st December 2021, the company had profit after tax profit of 2.2 million. In order to make this deal more perfect, it will be a profit guarantee, 2.5 million for June 2022 financial year, another profit guarantee, 2.5 million for June 2023. Cumulatively, for the 2 financial years, the company must generate a profit at least 5 million in order for them to have this block of the share. The share will not pay them all. It will pay them the first 50% upon they fulfill this so-called this requirement, will pay them another 25 and 25. So some of you may say, look, now 32 million multiple by 2 is 64 million. 64 million divided by 2.5 million. You work out the PE ratio like around 25, 26 times. If you take a look, the current PE ratio of the Revenue Group listed on the stock exchange is about 60 to 70. When a high PE company buy over a low PE company, the earning accretive action will materialize in the long run. Okay. The mode of the payment will be settled in the 3 different tranches. This group of people who have been running the revenue secure have a very good track record, as mentioned by Datuk Eddie, tokenization, risk-based, secure remove, cut, not present platform. I try not to go through all these technical terms. The main reason to acquire this is to consolidate. Therefore, the company can be 100% consolidate all the revenue, 100% consolidate all the profit without a minority interest come out after the profit after tax or profit before tax. Okay. And the effect of this will be this. Currently have about 466 million. In the event of the company issue the new share, about 21 million new share, for the 2 gentlemen who forego the 49% to list the company, it will increase around 4.5% of the new share. So net will be 487 million share at the end of the day. But having said that, the dilution of earnings per share will not take place immediately. It will be upon signing the deal, the first 50%, 10 million share paid to them. Once they able to fulfill June 2022, which this year, profit guarantee of 2.5 million, the company will pay them another 5.2 million share. By June of next year, when they're able to fulfill another 2.5 million profit, only pay them the balance 25%, another 5 million share. The deal is structured in such a way that progressively address the issue of earning per share dilution. At the same time, to secure and ensure there's a profit guarantee come back to the listed co in order to bring out the value and the benefit for all the shareholders as well as for the public listed company. The deal is expected to complete by second half this year. This is the shareholding revenue secure 51% before. After, revenue secure will be 100% owned by the listed company. Okay, financial highlight. Very quickly, the company have been able to pull through the weather the storm when it come to last 2 years recession and COVID-19. The June 2020 and June of 2021 revenue able to grow. Similarly, gross profit margin and so on. But for the first half of this year is about 46 million and the profit about 27 million. The main reason is we know very well. When we say first half, we're talking about 1st July 2021 until 31st December 2021. Out of 6 months, 3 months total loss. Loss in FMCO. Most of the shop is not open, and unless you're running the shop like essential services, you're selling essential product. So it's quite tough. But eventually the company able to pull through. The profit margin wise will be slightly up and down. The main reason suddenly you see a slightly down and come out again for like 13, 17, go to 27. The main reason in the past only have 3 businesses. Subsequently, the company acquired like Wana acquire this AnyPay, they acquire BuyMore and Wana Talk. So it's a combination of different IT services who come in. It generates a new hybrid of earning. So eventually, despite the crisis, the company able to pull out the earning. Okay. The business model is the revenue come from sales of terminal, leasing of terminal, electronic transaction, as well as solution services. Okay. We take a look on this. Okay. Sales of terminal is moving up every year, except first half of 2022. The main reason is because there's one of the quarter that the sales of terminal is slightly lower down, but the rent is moving out. Electronic transaction is quite very stable despite crisis and so on. Solution and services is because we need to incorporate and consolidate the revenue from the BuyMore AnyPay, higher revenue that can be moved, the revenue move up substantially. Okay, I go through this detail will be easier for you. For you as an investor, a few things you want to pay attention. Gross merchandise value. It means that those people who use your credit card, your debit card, your e-wallet to make the payment, whether online, offline, or through different machinery, how much value we actually transact. From the early day of below 1 billion, it moved up to 1.1, 1.2, 1.5, 2.4, and for the first half about 1.4 billion. It means that the rising usage of cashless payments have been gaining more and more momentum. Okay. Okay, now we go to the other one is about sales. Sales of terminal in the FMCO during about July, August, September, a bit tough because we can't operate. Even though we want to operate and the shop is not open, we can't install terminal. So the sales of terminal coming back 7.4 million, number one. Rental is equally doing well because the number of terminal managed by the company on the listing day is only about 20,000. Today, on average, we are managing close to about 87,000 to 92,000. Depend on which quarter we refer to. It means that the market share, the more and more terminal be brought out to market. Electronic transaction processing, it means that whenever you go to buy the product, let's say you buy Harvey Norman a product of 100 ringgit, Harvey Norman need to pay 3% commission. The first 1% commission pay to revenue because we help to process the transaction. The second 1% pay to the card issuer, whether you're using debit card, credit card, Visa, Master. The third 1% will go to the person that will finance you. When you use the credit card, Maybank finance you, you only pay Maybank and maybe easy payment for the next 6 months, next 12 months. Therefore, this is a commission income. Maybe I make it easier for you. Actually, to be exact, merchant discovery. So with this, the company have recurring income. First is for rental, second for electronic transaction. Whereas for solution services, depend on the project from time to time. Okay. Seeing the IPO listing, the first 20 million raised, 19 million is spent, yet have 1 million to spend. This 1 million we supposed to expand overseas, but looking on a scenario like that, very difficult to operate overseas market. In fact, the redesignate the usage in order to buy additional 1,500 units of new EDC terminal in order to roll out in the marketplace. As part of the condition to transfer to the main market, the company need to issue about 12.5% Bumi share, to be exact about 11.5. With that new share issue, the company able to raise about 58 million. So far, 46 million is spent, yet to spend about 11 million. So with this, the company already come to a very strong position. The financing cash flow coming in the year of 2021, 71 million. Majority is because of issuing of the new share, the Bumi block, in order to fulfill the requirement. At the same time, also substantial people exercise the warrant at 75 cents in order to become a mother share. So with this, a big cash inflow coming in. So with this, net, the latest position will be current ratio very healthy, more than 4 times. Very minimum debt, 6.3 million. The cash in the bank account about 95. Net cash position about 89 million. So with this, you can deem this company as a net cash company with minimum gearing. The whole idea to give the bulk of the 80 to 90 million cash is because stand by in order to bid for the digital banking license. Okay, I try to leave my contact number, my email address. In the event, if any one of you would need the presentation slide, you can contact me subsequently. We would like to email, or we can send to you or WhatsApp to you. In the future, you want to join any event, you can contact us. We would like to invite you as well. Let me go through another short slide of this industry. Okay. Let me go to the industry. After that will be end of the presentation. Whenever you want to invest in a company, you always ask one simple question. Is the runway of this company far? The answer is yes. Electronic payment transaction, whether debit card, credit card, or e-wallet, have been growing very well for the past many years. You can see from here, it used to be 61 billion, grew to about 227. In fact, when it comes to 2020 recession year, the whole industry is anticipate 227 billion should drop 150, 170. In fact, it's still standing high at 227. By the moment 2021, people get used to the FMCO, MCO 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, people start come out spending. So grow again 227. Therefore, what we are trying to share with everyone, in the past, if the commission is 3%, multiple by 6.61 billion is 1.8 billion. Today, if the commission is only 1%, but 1% multiple by 278, also 2.8 billion. It's a very big lucrative business that the company in now. Okay. Now we dissect the statistic for bank borrower. Whenever we do e-payment transaction, majority in terms of value, 50% is credit card. Because credit card, you spend big ticket item, a few hundred ringgit, a few thousand ringgit, 10, 20,000. Charge card, less people use in Malaysia. Debit card is the ATM card. ATM card, the usage has increased a lot, as well as an e-wallet. E-wallet, due to the incentive given by the government, I think budget they give like 13 ringgit, 50 ringgit in order for you to kickstart the e-wallet. So all this change because of two things. First, people go for cashless payment. Number two, people use the e-wallet to buy more and more big ticket items. It all goes very well. At the same time, because of the pandemic, the wireless say that even though you like to close to the beautiful sales girl, the sales girl, hey, please stay a meter away from me because I worry about wireless. Can you use your QR code, use your credit card, debit card, wave will do. With this, it helped a lot because the consumer behaviors change. In the volume, number of transactions, definitely out of 3.4 billion, the bulk of the volume is from e-wallet. Because e-wallet, normally you spend small ticket like Grab Pay. When you take the Grab card, 5 ringgit, 10 ringgit, 20 ringgit, all small items. Whereas debit card also smaller. Credit card will be small, but will be bigger value. In order to cut the long story short, electronic payment or e-wallet, the transactions very big, 2.12 billion, but the value is small, 50.5 billion. Debit card, not too bad. You take the money from your saving account. Transactions, 736 billion. The transaction value, 78.2 billion. When it comes to credit card, the value is very big, 138 billion. But when it comes to transaction, volume is small. So this is the pattern in the market. What we need to do that, I think e-commerce has been taking place and people start go out and shopping. And e-commerce become very important that for the past 2 years, a lot of the big companies, small company transformer to embrace and adopt e-commerce in order to sell the product. Otherwise, if you are not essential product, you are not essential service, you totally close down. It's a total loss. You can't afford. So whatever happened in the past 2 years, it may take other countries 5 to 10 years to happen. It happened very fast in Malaysia. Adoption of e-payment and e-commerce. This helped a lot because at the back end, the suppliers revenue group. When you take a look on here, this is some study in terms of US dollar. 2017 spending in e-commerce about 2.1 billion, grow to 2021, 8.1 billion. It will grow all the way out to about 16 billion by 2025. If you study very carefully, what people actually transact in the e-commerce platform will be your beauty care, household product, electronic product, the food, the media, and beverage, fashion, and furniture. What has been exactly changed in the past 2 years is this. we saw a lot of things drop in terms of entertainment and travel because tourists cannot come to Malaysia. You also cannot go at cuti Malaysia, sometimes MCO, FMCO. So all this spending less. But what are you doing? You stay at home. You need to work from home, study at home. You start buying furniture. You start buying the electronic gadget because you need more computer, you need more camera in order to operate, in order to do the sales, Facebook Live webinar. You also buy more beauty care product instead of you go to the shopping mall. So all this help a lot. This is come back to what exactly I mentioned to everyone. People anticipate the industry drop, they don't drop. Why? Because whatever money you spend on travel and all this entertainment had been replaced by people buy furniture, buy electronic product, they buy the household product. That make is very, very resilient in terms of spending pattern in Malaysia. Okay, so come back here. The usage of the e-payment, initially we thought that it's only the private sector because very much profit-driven, profit maximization. But nowadays, all the town council, state government, federal government, in this year 2022, the target is, if possible, when you come to pay your cukai pintu, cukai tanah, your income tax, all your tax duty and so on, if possible, go through online banking, go through electronic payment, rather than you need to come to the counter and the counter don't open at time also. Okay. Terminal. The more terminal the industry able to sell, the more transaction. Out of about 8, the terminal have been growing up from 233,000 to about 800,000. By 2021, about 805,000. Revenue have about 90 over thousand. You can make it close to 100,000. So 100,000 divided by 800,000, the market share about 11 to 12%. Moving forward, forecast this year, if everything progress well with no disturbance for FMCO again, it should be close to 1 million terminal. 1 million terminal is not only the new terminal, net increase from 800,000 to 970,000, but also there are the old terminal because it's you need to upgrade, you need to change. You worry people do the hacking, steal your information from your credit card, your debit card. When you lose the money, you jump up and down. So all these credit card or debit card machine, you need to upgrade. It cannot be allow people to hack and take the money away. I think with this end my presentation. Shane, I hand over back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Yap Singh, for presenting on the financial numbers and also clarifying on the business model and the growth of the industry. All right, so now it's a Q&A session. If you have any burning questions that you want to ask our speaker today, Datuk Eddie Ng, you may write your questions in the Q&A box, not the chat box, yeah? Please don't write it in the chat box because we can better manage the questions. Write it in the Q&A box. All right. So Dato, the first question is that there are many credible e-payment solutions players here in Malaysia, and of course, Revenue is one of them. And how is your comparative advantage in comparison to another player like GHL?
Basically, we are in the same industry, but probably we are in a different direction. GHL, their business model is slightly different. Let's focus on my business model. Our model usually is most of the time we deal with the bank. We did not direct rent the machine or sell the machine to the merchant. Most of the time we are dealing with the bank. The merchant is our customer. This is the first thing. Of course, the second thing is we can see that our business model usually will link to the product that where bank do not have. Let's say example, talking about Alipay, Diners, UnionPay, both. Most of the time at the bank behind, they do not enhance or they did not change the system. So our partnership with bank is when there is a credit card machine to be deployed, the machine is smart enough. When this is a Visa MasterCard transaction, it will route to the bank. When this is a wallet transaction, then it will route to our site, to Revenue. For your information, We have acquiring license from Bank Negara Malaysia, and basically we can acquire settlement to the merchant. With this strength, we work together with the bank and let the bank deploy the terminal with their Visa MasterCard acceptance. Whilst the behind of the credit card machine, the wallet, we are the one to do the acquiring. This is basically our model. Yeah. I hope I answer your question. And of course, aside of technology comparison business model, I believe that investor, you also need to look at the our senior management list. Most of our senior management all from local bank. They are all banker. Take an example, our chairman, Noor Azam Jaril. He's a CIMB bank, used to be ex-CIMB bank, director of all the branches. She have more than 20 years experience handle the bank branches, including bank system. Of course, also our independent director, Guan Ho, he's CIMB Bank Investment Bank. He used to be in CIMB Investment Bank. And many, many more. One of our ladies, Jack Lee, she used to be M-Bank Consumer Head Director. Yeah. So I think the competitive edge is more on multiple angle. Then I believe that you should look at the senior management in our group as well. Lastly, competitor, I would not say we really competitor. Cash is our competitor. We change people using cash to use electronic money. So both GHL and me, I think we are real competitor basically is a cash. Yeah, over to you. Yeah, thank you.
Hope I like how you said cash is your competitor. All right.
Yeah.
Remember this. Now, there are a lot of questions. I see that a lot of our attendees here are curious about the status of the digital banking license. There are just so many questions on digital banking license. So could you update us what is the status, and are you confident of winning this digital banking license?
I think digital license now still hang around between the what I call that Bank Negara as well as this MOF side. I mean, for third party applicant like us, we are not so good to comment. But for your information, whether Revenue got the digital bank license or we didn't get the digital bank license, it doesn't matter. Let me share with you some data. Take your pen and record down. In 30th June 2017, before we IPO, our GMV, gross merchant value, 664.8 million in whole entire financial audited. In 30th June 2018, our GMV is 1.12 billion. That is when we IPO. In short period of time, in 5 years, we go our GMV to 2021 audited account GMV 2.36 billion. We are almost 100% growth, even we are in between. There's a pandemic happen. Now, unaudited account 30th December, we have achieved quite substantial the GMV. So what I'm trying to share is revenue for the past history, we are depending or we work together with the bank to generate the business income. And if we didn't get a digital bank, we still can partner with all existing digital bank player. So the bank always is our customer. I hope the investor can focus into our so-called our main core business and not the digital bank license side. If you got it, of course, there is value added service into our product, and we can work it together with underserved population or merchant. But if you didn't get it, we still can work together with the new digital bank license holder to enter into that untapped market. Yeah. So I hope investor patiently wait for Bank Negara to make the announcement.
Yeah, it has been a week that we waited for it.
2 weeks
So what,
already.
so what we got from your from your answer is that whether you get it or you don't get it, you still have a role to play to support the digital banks, right?
Yes, unlike like
Fantastic.
let's say example, we are new form consortium, new company. I'm not in the payment business, or probably like before that, I'm doing some other business like not related to this business. Probably if I lost a project, then I may have lost opportunity. But for me, we didn't lose the opportunity. In fact, additional 5 banks for me to target as my customer, because in digital bank, they try to tap unserved and underserved. The unserved and underserved doesn't mean a consumer. It may be a businessman, a small micro SME. They also can consider an unserved and underserved segment. See, through the credit card machine, through the payment machine, like just now before that, I introduced the micro SME terminal, the mobile one. That basically can let us study the small businessman, their transaction, daily transaction. With this, actually, we can work together with digital bank, new digital bank player to share with them and let them can make a loan or whatever form of a credit to them for them to grow their business. Yeah, because we are seriously, we are well matured in this market and we have 20-year experience in retail market. Yeah.
All right.
I hope I justify your question. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for clarifying on the status of digital banking license.
Yeah.
I think Yap Sing, you have anything to add?
I do need to share the slide in order to get a balanced view with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, give me a minute. I make sure it works. Okay, digital banking industry development. We don't want to paint a picture that all are rose and flower. It means that the moment you get the digital bank, it's very happy, but equally there's a huge challenges and huge burden the company to perform. So today, out of 29 person who bidding for the PI license, so we are very happy that the logo behind Shane is Kenaga, so Revenue and Kenaga, yeah, we are friends together today. By coincidence, Kenaga Revenue, Kenaga and Sarawak state government. What we need to do is, Bank Negara government will say, look, they need some time to do some legal procedure in order to find out more before they can award the license. But more importantly is just how Datuk Eddie shared with everyone. If already service existing 10 to 15 of commercial bank, development bank, in the event if digital bank come on board, this will become another new breed of customer for Revenue, because the core business model is B2B to support all the bank. Okay. Now when we take a look at digital bank will work in this manner that in the past, traditional banks since 15th century, a lot of physical, a lot of things need to go to paperwork and so on. Now digital banking is 24 hours, 7 days per week, and a lot of things improve online. In a simple word, is like the digital bank, you're using the online banking. Nowadays, a lot of maybank2you.com, CIMB Crip, or any other, plus your mobile phone. Your mobile phone can start doing the transaction. This is called the digital banking. What we are trying to say that is that in the past, Saturday, Sunday, you can't do any transaction. Today, Saturday and Sunday, you still can remit your money to people in your OC. You still can pay the rental to your landlord. You still can pay some payment because it works. Okay. What we need to do is capital requirement. What we are trying to say, we go through this first. The Bank Negara say for the first 5 years, okay, you need to maintain a minimum capital fund of about 100 million. Let's say in just now the consortium, Revenue have about 38%, then we need to contribute 30 million. The rest is from the Naga Investment Bank and for Sarawak State Government. Unimpaired loss, it means that when you're running the business for the first 5 years, you have to make sure if anything NPL loan, you top up back, a bit like margin financing. When the value drop, you make sure you got at least 100 million, the payout capital, and your business should not run more than 3 billion. After 5 years, you should be close to an Islamic banking license. You must have about 300 million of capital. So this is quite a capital intensive business. In order to do this, there are a lot of opportunity. Equally, there are a lot of challenges. Okay, let me take a look in regional. Let's say Singapore. Singapore, they say, okay, traditional bank, you need 1,000 million of capital. Your digital bank, after the foundation, you need 1,000 million. So the same for Taiwan. Okay, the only country that will give more incentive probably is Malaysia. Okay, you only need about small 300 million. You compare with the full-fledged bank, you need 500 million US dollar. Okay, the same thing also. Korea and Philippines, they give more incentive. As long as you're digital bank, you are the partial bank, you are not a full-fledged bank license, you don't require to have very big capital base. So the capital is one of the key subset factor in the business. But it's the only subset factor, the answer is no. When we study this, each and every country has digital bank. Example, like some got 8, 25, China got 200 and so on. You can see that most of them is still running a loss. Only a handful of them who start earlier, start turning the profit. So what we are trying to say here is that the usage of the digital bank, what is a successful case? We need to study about Kakao Bank. Kakao Bank listed already at the stock exchange. In order to do this, you cannot just put out a website to say, hey, I put out a digital bank website and let everybody come and use my service. It doesn't work. You see how Kakao Bank do? You must have your WhatsApp. I mean, you have your Kakao Talk, your messaging group. Then when people from there, either you pull or you push, the people go to use digital bank services. When you go to content, you watch Kakao TV, Kakao Music, they introduce the Kakao Bank. When you go to play the computer game, they ask you. So the same thing, you need like e-commerce, fintech, then the game, the content, the website, and so on, in order to make the digital banking successful, increase the visibility in front of the people. That is why just now, Datuk Eddie shared with you, there's Wana Talk, there's Wana e-commerce, there's Wana Chat, there's a Wana chatbot. All this is the whole ecosystem to make a digital bank work. It doesn't mean that you just set out maybank to you.com website and people start coming to use. It doesn't work in that manner. See? So in this case, the Kakao Bank showed to everyone that one of the few banks that out of 249, not many are profitable. You can see from here only 13 are profitable. Kakao Bank is one of them in Korea. The rest is in Japan and other countries. What we are trying to say that in Korea, the first digital bank is not Kakao Bank. It's actually K-Bank. But Kakao Bank come in very strongly because they make use of the whole ecosystem. They have different kind of ecosystem, the chat and everything, in order to pull and make it successful. Today, the number of the customer they have, this statistic show about 15 million, actually close to 17 million already. This is how you make a digital bank work. In order for the digital bank to go to long run, it's like, first, leverage on the asset. You must have a strong brand recognition, the ecosystem, and existing financial services. Some of this requirement, revenue does own it. Example like e-payment technology, e-payment services have been supported the bank for many years. So it will help to give additional advantage. You not only you build the product, you also must scale the bank, make it scalable by using the flexible technology in order to reach out to different customers. The other thing is the mining of the data and risk management, as well as the design the product. Anybody who the bank, you know, it's not easy to design the product. When you design the product, you must be fast enough in digital bank in order to catch the attention. Let me take a look like Kakao Bank. A lot of people will say, oh, this must be millennium. These must be people who born after year 90. It's not true. No. When you study their profile, 50% of their customer is 30 years, 40, 50 years old. A lot of even mature people also use digital banking services, beside those people 20 years and below. So we show that this is the part of the services that how to make a digital bank can become a successful model. What we could say that revenue in the process of making and toward that direction. I think that's all, Sian. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Yap Singh. All right, so now we'd like to get Datuk Eddie Ng back.
Yeah, hi.
Okay, The next question is asked by Jitsen. As in financial report, the inventories is increasing until 14 million. So does that represent that the demand for your EDC machine is increasing sharply, or it is just to prepare for a worse scenario due to COVID?
Of course, it's because the demand for the EDC is quite high. That is the whole entire idea. It's not because of the shock of the COVID side. Yeah. Bobby, if you would like to have a more detail, KH Ng, would you like to answer this question also?
Okay, the CFO.
Yeah.
Mr. Ng?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is KH. I'm the Group CFO of Revenue. Okay, with regards to the inventory, definitely, first I need to give you some data. The inventory there is compositions between the EDC terminal, and also we do have a subsidiary called AnyPay, which is they are having like those mobile prepaid top-up. So about 6 million coming from that side, because they need to buy that airtime credit, so that when users will top up, then they will actually need to utilize the credit. Now, the other balance, 8 million, is actually the EDC terminal. Now, of course, definitely, we as the key so-called merchant, or so-called the vendors to the banks, we need to get ready, because when the banks give us a so-called an order, a job, we need to be able to go to the market. That means they only give us a turnaround time, maybe 2 days, 3 days. So hence, we need to actually stock up this stock. So in order for us to fulfill our service level agreement. But of course, having said that, currently, if you talk about whether is it like preparing for the worst, I wouldn't say no, because I think in terms of global supply chain, I think right now everyone knows that China is also having their own a lot of like supply chain issues. Hence, that's why this is also part of our group strategies that we want to stock up our level. So in order to actually handle any unforeseen or any shortage in terms of supply chain. But of course, definitely, we also will not just blindly go and buy so many terminals without our game plan. So like what Datuk has actually shared, definitely there's a demand. And you will see that actually our EDCs, based on our records right now, it has been growing like from IPO times up to right now, we're fast reaching more than 95,000 already. So this one is also part of the preparation for our future business continuation growth.
Okay, understand. Tim would like to ask next question. What is the upgrade or replacement cycle for your EDC terminals?
The upgrading is depend the expire of each PCI compliance. Currently in the market, the EDC terminal basically is fall under the PCI 5. And from PCI 5 to PCI 6, we still got another 2 years time to able to receive a new PCI 6 EDC terminal. So for now, our EDC terminal still can continue following to 3 to 4 years time. Yeah. So yeah, the typical the PCI would take about 5 to 6 year upgrade once.
Okay, 5 to 6 years. Okay, Dato, just now you briefly mentioned the differences between you and GHL. So the next question is by Raj Kumar. How does selling via the bank give an advantage over GHL that sells directly to the merchants?
Typically in Malaysia, for the practice for the past 20 years, the bank basically is funding the terminal to the merchant because the merchant usually they won't hook up the money and buy the EDC because the merchant also know every 4 to 5 years or 5 to 6 years, then the EDC need to upgrade. There is a difference. So from day one, we already start work very close with the bank side. We program the terminal and we supply to the bank and let the bank do their business, whether they want rent into merchant or they want to give the merchant free. Technically, in Malaysia market, merchant getting a free terminal under SME category, it's been historical for more than 10 years time. history already. So I personally believe that under normal case, a merchant, they would not, they not even want to rent the terminal at this moment. Yeah.
Okay. The next question is by Hai Xiang. Now, is WannaPay a competitor to the customers that it serves, such as Touch and Go?
I would say that WannaPay is not a competitor. Actually, all the wallet is not a competitor because each wallet, they carry their own service income. But why we need a WannaPay or why we need a wallet in the shop? Let's say example, why Touch and Go they need a wallet instead of why not they just put the technology Touch and Go and they don't need to have the wallet. Technically, in technology side, we can buy our card into Touch and Go, no need to top up. We just buy my credit card or my debit card. When you use your mobile, whether Touch and Go or both, you just, I want to transact, I key in my PIN, I can transact, and the transaction is online. Immediately you can deduct your wallet, or sorry, you deduct your credit card or your debit card. But why we need to have a wallet license? So that you need to top up, then you transact. A few reasons, okay? One of the reasons is because when we trigger the refund or any dispute or any reward time, we need to give it to the cardholder in terms of form of a wallet. There's the reason why we have a wallet. Basically, all the wallet can transact in all the merchant because of Do It Now. We will participate in Do It Now also, but in the development stage. Touch and Go participate in Do It Now. In future, Touch and Go recruit probably, let's say, 100,000 merchants. But because I'm a Do It Now member, WannaPay, my WannaPay able to transact in Touch and Go platform also. So then back to the basic that basically every wallet, what their service income is very important. So when you share that, are you, three of you is a competitor? Then I would say no, because each wallet serves different purpose and they definitely have their uniqueness. Let's say example, you have a Touch and Go because of toll or parking requirement. So that's why you need a Touch and Go to do the transaction. Well, for WannaPay, we have our unique purpose also. Example, the duty-free shop, we're going to implement into our WannaPay. Is one of that. Our this UnionPay QR, once you enable, you can use my wallet, transact in China or the China website without paying higher fees. Because when you use a Visa MasterCard, you're going to pay probably close to 5 to 6% of Forex exchange. Okay, so now I hope you, or investor, you got to understand each wallet, they must have their own unique purpose. If the wallet is designed to use as a transaction only in merchant, physical merchant, then the wallet going to be failed. That one I assure, it's going to be failed. So of course, in WannaPay, we also try to bring up more value service into our platform. WannaPay right now is a baby. This baby just born. Okay, and we already enable 2 to 3 service. First thing first is the transaction side is a basic, and we have the onboard our own merchant, to be onboard the FMB, and we already enable the the health code into our platform. And moving forward, we will enable the UnionPay, we will enable the duty-free shop, we will enable the digital insurance, where is our own product, our own subsidiary. We will enable the bill payment as well. Okay, so of course, we also will enable other services, including global advisor and probably like crypto also into this wallet. So it takes time for us to in progress. Now, let me share with you. Revenue for the past 20 years is in B2B business. The B2B means that we serve bank. We're very well experienced in the bank environment side. And we also build a solution to PayNet, subsidiary of Bank Negara Malaysia. That portion of is our main core business. With this all being core business, it involved in the compliance, infrastructure, huge merchant base, all those we have already. So now we start with the WannaPay as a new B2C consumer product, because after pandemic, this now, we believe that to have a customer base is very important. And we don't want to have second pandemic, second MCO lockdown and impact our bottom line. From the historical, you can see that during the pandemic in 2020, we get hit, yes, because of the physical shop or lockdown, transaction or go dip. Immediately that time, I also very stressed. Then we figure out how we can overcome this now. At the time, we do not know this pandemic will last for how long. 1 year, 6 months, 2 years, we all don't know. So immediately we said, no, we have to do something. That's where we acquire a wallet license, key, and we start to build. Hopefully, we're able to build this WannaPay for the next 3 years to become a strong wallet. Inside this wallet, we will have wealth management, we will have digital insurance, we will have onboard the merchant into the platform as to help them to grow the business. Of course, we will work with the international company like UnionPay to enable cross-border transaction, to cater all this in, to prevent the next pandemic, to taking care all the shareholder or taking care of the company bottom line. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Looks like it's going to be a super app.
Work very hard on this.
Yeah,
so
it happens.
Yeah. So our cost of implement WannaPay is very, very low. Now, where you can see that I didn't burn any much money, but I have WannaPay, I have merchant on board, and I have 100,000 acceptance point, unlike a new wallet. Yeah.
Okay. Follow-up question by Lily is that can WannaPay be used in Europe?
A very good question. Don't forget, UnionPay also in Europe. You can through the WannaPay UnionPay code transact in Europe, or transact in any Alipay or WeChat Pay merchant also in China. You can transact because China government already linked both of them under the UnionPay QR already.
Okay, understand.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Datuk, for the clarification. So let's go back to this RevPay. Okay, so the question by Raj Kumar is, who are the competitors for RevPay in the markets that you serve, and what makes this service different compared to those of your competitors?
Let me share with you. RevPay is an acquiring system together with the payment gateway system. Now, acquiring system, you need a license in order you become an acquirer, because it involves in transaction and settlement. Well, payment gateway business is different. Payment gateway system, we're talking about you're routing the transaction to the bank. Any of MDR business is not your business. You only can charge to the merchant or to the bank in every single transaction. Let's say, example, we told the bank, my gateway fees is 0.1% every transaction. And when you have merchant, I will help you to link. And what happened is that the gateway will link to the bank one time. And after that, the bank will appoint the gateway as a vendor. When the bank take you, today I got 100 merchant website, go and link for me. So the gateway vendor will go and link 100 merchant to his platform and route the transaction back to the bank. This is a gateway business. Now, in Malaysia, to build acquiring and gateway business, and together with card not present tokenization, RBA into a single system, I would say no vendor to do that. Let me share with you. Take an example, the Bank Negara PayNet system where we won the contract. The time when Bank Negara called for tender, there is a 5 vendors submit. Out of 5, 4 is in US company and Euro company. Only 1 Malaysia company, whereby we see the system, we know how to build it, and Bank Negara also take risk, so-called because of so we deploy for them, and before we deploy, before they give us award, they also look into our source code. They also very surprised. Today we are using container technology. By using container technology, we can save a lot of money in terms of infrastructure. For some not the technical person, you may not understand what is container technology. For some investor, if you're in the background of IT, you may know what I'm saying. So that is where the uniqueness of RedPay. First thing. Second thing, RedPay linked to UnionPay, Diners, JCB, Alibaba, all the switch we call card system. It's not like 1 day or 1 year job. Also, it's not about 5-year job. I spent 15 years to link all entire card scheme into my platform. This is our uniqueness. We spent 15 years. For newcomer want to join into this industry can also, but you must have enough money to burn. This is the current the unit or the value of Revenue Group Bhd.
Okay, so in short, that is, domestically you don't have your monopoly lah. You don't have any domestic competitors for RevPay. So
technically, there is a lot of smart people will come up. A lot of smart people will come up. It's just the right timing right now. They just need time to develop technology. Everybody can make it. Seriously, everybody can make it. It's just we are in a timing only.
Okay, understand.
I'm so sorry if I oversell.
Dato', you mentioned just now that Revenue is targeting to have 60,000 merchants on WannaPay platform within the next 6 months. So the next question by Terry is that how many merchants do you have right now? And how many prospective merchants are there in the pipelines? With the rising merchant numbers, what is the target contribution to the group for financial year 2023?
Okay, well, there is not one question, there's multiple questions.
But I'm sure you can address them in one go.
Okay, first important is I got to share with investor. Today, our terminal is based on the Android platform, and we already deployed about 100,000 acceptance points. And what happened is with WannaPay, once we already enable, right now we got about 2,000 between a month. Is on the pilot testing. Once this pilot testing merchant, we just click from the remote, from the back end, the 90,000 terminal next day, automatic open. Automatic open. It's just whether the merchant will accept or not accept, but when you present it, it definitely accept. This is first point. Second point, WannaPay also start applying into Do It Now as an issue. For your information, Do It Now acquiring revenue we already have it. Now we just enable Do It Now in WannaPay. Just now I said 60,000 merchant is what I meant is example touch and go. They record 60,000, 100,000 merchant under touch and go brand. When we are in Do It Now, technology enable, once a finished development, you take WannaPay, in touch and go QR, you state the transaction can go through. What I'm trying to share with you is we have a vision to grow WannaPay, but we have to step by step to grow about that. In transaction business, the contribution not big, but more important is a WannaPay, the fundamental of their service. The service income brings us a big value. You asked me a very good question. When and how you're going to contribute 2 or 2, 3 in terms of bottom line. For your information, during pandemic, we already signed with Malaysia Airport duty-free shop. In Facebook, you may see that shopmyairports.com. It's a duties and duty-free product. Probably like next month, when you travel to overseas, you can see my boat in KLIA and KLIA2. What is this book using for? The time you can use WannaPay to select duty-free product before your departure. Once you confirm, you walk through the My Counter and collect your duty-free product, straight away, you can onboard to cabin and you can fly already. When you're coming back from overseas, before you land, you can use my WannaPay, select the product or chocolate duty-free product, you purchase. When you land, go to my counter, just collect it, then you can clear the immigration and you can go back straight away. And you no need to shop inside the airport physically. Yeah. So this is not a project, this is implemented. And we already do it for Shop My Airport. And because of recently just opened, so we are quite busy into building up the counter, bring in the Shop My Airport into WannaPay. Technically, Shop My Airport already live in website. It's just we need to bring Shop My Airport app link into WannaPay. This is a current situation. So Shop My Airport, we are not only charging them the MDR, we also charge them the service income. It's quite substantial because we handle end-to-end. We handle end-to-end. That's where I try to share with the shareholder. When you look at the wallet, usually it's not about the transaction or it's not about competitor. Every wallet, they have a unique proposition. If the wallet only focus in physical shop, giving discount or transaction, in future, this wallet sure got problem. They sure cannot make money. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think you have talked at length about WannaPay. The next question is, do you have point system to create customer stickiness?
Point system. Are you referring?
For WannaPay.
Oh, yeah. We have built the point system, Heaven Production. As I share with you, point system, loyalty program, voucher, duty free shop is a upcoming project, and we go implement step by step. Yeah, point system we have, definitely we have.
Yeah. So given the large database Revenue Group has from supplying EDC terminals to vendors, is Revenue Group making use of the customer list to onboard their food offerings on WannaPay?
Sorry, Bobby, can you repeat the question again?
Okay, this question is by Tim. Given the large database Revenue has from supplying EDC terminals to vendors, is your company making use of the customer list to onboard their food offerings on WannaPay?
Yeah, of course. We supply the EDC terminal to all the merchant, and at the meantime, we onboard them as a Wanna food merchant, so that this practice can increase the merchant sales income, also able to bring them into the e-commerce platform. For your information, the WannaPay FME merchant is all surrounding our office merchant only. We haven't really dip in and onboard all the FMB. We have a huge FMB merchant. Yeah.
Yeah. We know that the cryptocurrency has been gaining traction over the past couple of years. I think you also get this question a lot, right? So do you have any plan to go to cryptocurrency space?
My answer to you is yes. But I can't disclose more right now. It's yes, and the yes means that we are investing, but not fully, because we also need to get clearance from Bank Negara in terms of this initiative to invest into this crypto company. And also we need to make sure when we invest into crypto company and they are crypto able to transact into our EDC site. But of course, this is just discussion sake. Nothing concrete yet. After so many questions being asked by the shareholder, I will answer tonight. This first time I answer yes, we will look into it and start to consider one of the asset to be invest some investment inside. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Thank you so much, Datuk.
Your first what I call that Zoom call, I told you that we're going to invest into one crypto company.
Okay. It's our honor.
Yeah.
All right. The next question is, could you share with us how does Revenue Group B2B2C ecosystem work? And what exactly Revenue Group is building up right now? Is this another online marketplace like Tmall, Shopee, or Lazada?
I think just now I have to do some presentation slide, but I would like to share with you more with a quick one slide. May you allow me to share screen?
Sure, please go ahead, Datuk.
Okay. Actually, this presentation support just now, Yap Seng present first, then only I present. Okay, now, it's about the one B2B2C segment, how we bring, this is architecture that it designed 2 years ago when we acquired the one. When we acquire every company, we sure must have an agenda. And what we're going to do with this shareholder, or sorry, the user and the consumer together. This is the first time I share with the investor. We have planned to bring B2B2C into one single platform and link it to the bank side. If you remember just now, you asked me that, how about digital bank? If today we did not get digital bank, the bank still can become our customer. The whole entire structure is showing here. But this is a very high level. Of course, we have enhanced this system to more detail, including insurance, digital insurance, including investment, including lending. The whole structure in terms of B2, at the right-hand side, you can see B2C segment, where it is our one. In the left-hand side is B2B segment. Basically, the whole entire, you see the essential of AMK is all the database and the product that we're going to offer. And it can link all into the, whether you are bank or you are digital bank. Okay, I would not explain more detail because this is very technical and may boring you. And of course, our time also not enough. But believe me, we are in this industry for past 20 years. When we buy some company or invest some company, there is a reason. There is a reason. Because we have a vision to turn this B2B2C to be reality, and we want to become Malaysia first B2B with the whole entire infra together with the service and payment transaction together. We are ready for this structure. Whether we got the digital bank or not, it's not important already. Because the digital bank player, once they go detail with me, they will more than happy join me together as take me as a vendor.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. I won't share more about this because it's too technical and maybe all. So this is all about activity. I will close my share.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. The next question is, how was Malaysia e-commerce development in the past 2 years during the pandemic? What is likely to happen in this year? And maybe you wish to comment from both the merchants and consumers perspective.
I think before I answer this question, let me share with you a little bit story. I've been interviewed by the radio probably about before pandemic. Then the radio, the host asked me, Eddie, what do you think about the wallet? I answer her, actually, I think the wallet is something extra and revenue don't know it. Because we believe, why I want to use wallet when I can take out my card and I tap and I transact it, I just go. Why I still want to take up my handphone, enable my code, 1, 2 step, select the app, 3 step, key in the amount, 3rd, 4th step, and then key in my PIN. So the whole entire process to complete one transaction, it takes 6 steps. But I take out my wallet as a card. I just take my EDC. That's it, 1 step only. So that time I told them that, no way. I won't invest in a wallet company. After pandemic happened, things changed. Okay, everybody start to transact, whether it's an e-commerce or wallet service. And my answer to you for the past 2 years, consumer change, merchant change. Merchant understand I cannot doing a business just a single physical shop. I need to bring my shop to online as well. And consumer, because of the conveniency, my wife don't want to go to Jayajasko or grocery shop to shop anymore. You just take out the phone, what you want, just order. And usually the time that she used to be go grocery, now she go shopping mall to shop for and spend the time with other stuff. So I believe that why I share with you this story is just I believe that technology, digitalization start going into every merchant and consumer heart. And as a businessman or as a consumer or user, we start to believe online. Of course, through the data from Ben and Gala share, even during the pandemic, the transaction also not deep. Of course, including our own data in 30th June 2019, we transact 1.28 billion. In 30th 2020, we transact 1.55 billion during the pandemic time. Of course, during pandemic time, in 30th June 2021, audited account GMV 2.36 billion. Okay, and today, after government announced open the cross border, in 6 months, unaudited 1.42 billion. We believe the whole financial year in 2022, our GMV will close to 3 billion. Okay, so we go very, very fast.
All right. So
Yeah.
Terry would also want to ask, how about 2023 for the GMV forecast?
Probably you can refer to our historical, our GMV growth. It goes probably close to about 15 to 20% CAGR. So I mean, from this side, probably you can guess our projection already. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In the back, just now I present the figure to you. Is in the back time. It's in the back time. It's talking about lockdown, talking about so many things. So today, everything open. And we have Shop My Airport, we have many merchants on board. And of course, we also some few projects behind. Of course, currently at this moment, I can't share much. So definitely 223, it will grow. One of the things that you may study in Google, or probably you can do some research, payment company, usually their GMV is like snowball. It's like snowball. It will grow automatically. Yeah. Provided or any incident happen to the payment company being revoked the license by the central bank, then the time you need to worry. Otherwise, by compliance with the bank regulatory requirement, the transaction GMV will automatic like a snowball. It becomes growing bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay. Yeah. Tim would like to ask, why would the disposal of revenue secured be at the PE of 25 to 26 when the deal could be structured at a higher PE to reflect fairer valuations to the current two shareholders?
PE. Jason, I thought that 10 o'clock we finish already. 9:30, 10 o'clock already. I think we have to take care of the current shareholder also, and we don't want to within one side as a senior management. Of course, they are my partner, and on the left side, on the right side, I need to report to my shareholder. So KH Ng and myself, we always find a neutral way, not to side one side and benefit each other. Yeah, they probably my diplomatic answer to you.
Okay, I think Yap Seng flashed to me that he wanted to chip in after
okay,
you
Yap
comment.
Seng, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Datuk Eddie, for sharing.
Yeah.
Just how we share with everyone, based on about 31.85 million multiple by 2, 64 million divided by 2.5 million, PE about 26. A few things, we not only look from the public listed company perspective, we have to look from these two gentlemen perspective. when you are the company with about 2.5 million profit, is this company big enough, independent enough to go for listing? The answer may not. The best in the marketplace, based on current scenario, probably is just a lead market, not even ace market. Because ace market, you need about 5 to 10 million profit per single year before the Bursa would like to consider your application. That's one. The second thing, as we learn in the finance world, if your company is a Sdn Bhd, you don't command and you don't enjoy the listing premium, you can't ask for the same PE as good as a listed company. Your listed company, that we went through a lot of hassle to achieve the status, a lot of compliance they need to achieve, compared with the Sdn Bhd as well. So therefore, in any business deal or any business negotiation, willing buyer, willing seller, you can asking for a PE ratio of 50 or 100, even 1,000. The problem is no buyer. When no buyer, it means no deal. Therefore, in this scenario, try to achieve, I don't use the word compromise, try to achieve a win-win situation in such a way that not only the 49% shareholder able to encash from a Sdn Bhd share, they are able to upgrade themselves, become a listed company share. It's liquid. They can sell if they wish to. That's one way. The second thing is indirectly, they already listed the company by holding the revenue share. Is this the first time Revenue did this kind of transaction? The answer is no. If you study like AnyPay, you study like Buy More, the company issued the share to them for these two companies in 2019. Progressively, because of profit guarantee, Buy More only completed in 2022 because every year need to fulfill the profit guarantee. So this is something like the best formula among all the consideration after lengthy of negotiation. Nobody can win at all angles, but if everybody can win together, that is the best outcome for the company, as well as for the minority shareholder of this revenue secure. I hope I can answer this question in a different perspective. Thank you, Shen.
Yeah, thank you so much, Yap Sing, for adding to this. Yeah, I think let's do one last questions. I think the question just now maybe was a little bit tough for Eddie, Datuk Eddie to answer. Let's do one more, which is quite easy one. Okay. When is your group expecting to pay dividend?
Yes. We are designing the dividend policy and getting the board to approve by probably the next board meeting. And yes, we plan to do that already. Yeah.
Are you saying that you depend on?
We are getting the board approval. Yeah, the next financial year. It will be next financial year, not for this financial year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not in this financial year, next financial year. Okay.
Yeah, but we will get the board approved by next quarter. Yeah.
Okay. I think I know the reason why your voice was a bit soft, because I think you took off the other side where the microphone is here. So sometimes it was loud, sometimes it was a bit soft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now it's better, right? So okay, now we have answered all questions. Dato, do you have any parting words with us? Any closing remark?
Again, back to the fundamental investor, please focus into our current business, and trust me, we have 20 years experience in this payment. Yeah, we are not number one probably because we didn't have a regional, but we are very, very focused in Malaysia simply because this is our home country, and we found a lot of opportunity in Malaysia, and especially after the pandemic, most of the merchant or consumer will move into product online as well as digitalize their shop or their business. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Datuk Eddie Ng, for coming to this live chat with Revenue Group Bhd webinars brought to you by CanTrade.
Yeah.
All right. So let me tell you more about next webinar by CanTrade. Right. So this is a next webinar. Next webinar is about trading strategies. We're going to talk about this trading strategy called trend following. So the title of the webinar is Trend Following Stocks in an Uncertain Market. So it will take place next Thursday, 21st of April, 2022. I have just given you the registration link in the chat group, you may register yourself so that you can learn this trend following strategy in an uncertain market. How do we use this strategy in an uncertain market? You will figure it out from this webinar brought to you by CanTrade. So last but not least, for those of you who have not had a Kenanga share trading account, you may go ahead and fill out this online form, which is www.cantrade.com.my/open-account-form to put in your interest, and Kenanga will arrange a friendly dealer representative to cater to your needs to open a trading account with Kenanga. One more thing is, if you want to get daily trading idea, stock trading idea, you may join Kenanga Trade to Win Telegram channel, okay, which I have also given you in the chat. So let me write it down again. So there are three things here. One link is for you to register for the next CanTrade webinar. One link is for you to open a CanTrade account, and the other one is to join CanTrade, Kenanga Trade to Win Telegram channel, where you can get trading ideas of what stocks to buy and sell, and what is the TP or what is the SL, stop loss to put, right? So there are three things for you to check out. All right, so thank you everybody for tuning in. So ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from Datuk Eddie Ng, who is the Group CEO of Revenue Group Bhd. And also we have Tan Yap Seng, who is the IR consultant to Revenue Group Bhd. So you just heard from the Mr. KH Ng, who is the Chief Financial Officer of Revenue Group Bhd. So thank you to our speakers or guest speakers today who come to our sessions to talk about, to present your company to us, and hope all of us here will walk away with enormous value from this corporate presentation. So goodbye, everybody. So see you next week for our CanTrade.
Good night, Sean. Good night.
Thank you,
Jason. Thank you. Thank you, Abseng. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Good night.